one flat. And we're gonna get going here in just a second. Check. Woohoo! So this is a G minor groove. Ken showed it to me last night from a David Sanborn record. Is that too loud or is that a good level? All right, cool, awesome. Just let me know if that changes. Yeah, and you can be anywhere you want in the room. You can stand, you can sit, you can do as you like. So tell me, especially tell me if this doesn't make sense, but we're in the key, if we're thinking about this in terms of a major scale key, then it would be the key of F major. The key of F major. So that's A, B, C, D, E, F, G when B's are flat. Thank you so much. You gonna get me in there? Oh, you rock. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G when B's are flat. So the way I think about it is I just want to be able to access that, you know. That's all A, B, C, D, E, F, G when, you know. Whatever you can do in wherever you want to be, or if you're just here. But just see if you can find the key signature. That's also known as G Dorian. You don't need to remember that, although it's pretty cool. And the fact that Graham, you know, that's his last name is Dorian, so it just keeps coming up to me. Yeah, right. So you can play anything you want, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, when B's are flat. So let's just warm this up just a little bit. So, and if you want, once you get comfortable with that, just this really small down, up, down, up, down, up, you can try to grab the bass line, which would be what, down, down, up, up, down, 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 something like that. And you can keep doing that, and just as another exercise, what I probably would also do is I would explore like other bowings, because I could do it conceivably all down, all up. I might do some kind of combination. I might just do all kinds of weird combinations, like I don't know. Right, and you'll notice like some bowings are harder and easier, but like, you know, I feel like I just want to like kind of understand that groove in any possible way that I can. And if you can't get the bass line like this, then don't stress out. Just see if you can do something else but staying in there. You know, and if you want more flexing, you know, you can choose, you know, you can try to do all these kind of flexy things. Ready, go. Let's try to think about some ways that we could structure our practice over this, you know, F major, G Dorian. One way would be to have recurring notes of the same duration. Could be, you know, half notes. And again, as I do that kind of exercise, you know, just recurring half notes, for example. And it's just a suggestion, so you can do something else if you want. But the reason I like to put myself into that little box, that little constraint, is because if we can do one thing well, then we can do other things well. So a lot of times we're trying to play over tunes that we don't quite know, actually, right? You know, it's even like, let's say, for example, like we're playing Whiskey for Breakfast. We might have played Whiskey for Breakfast for 30 years, right? But it's like, if I'm playing it, there's always the same things that'll happen, right? Like I'll always miss that one note, or I might just rush that one note a little bit, or, you know, it's not quite as in tune as I'd like it to be. But it's hard to focus when we're playing that song on fixing those things, especially at tempo. So we want to slow things down, and so I like these exercises because we have the bandwidth to work on relaxing our shoulders, or to work on noticing our intonation and you know, the notes that we usually play flat, or just getting our groove a little bit more in the pocket. So that's why I like to use like the half notes or whatever. Also, it's a way to practice being more intentional about soloing, because if I'm just, you know, if I'm playing, you know, you know, if I'm doing all that stuff, it's like, how much time do I really have to think? You know what I mean? All right, I'll just shut up. So we'll try half notes. You can move your attention to your breath, to your body. Bring your attention to your body. Bring your attention to your sound, to your rhythm, to your intonation, to your articulation. And bring your attention to the voice inside of you, your intention. What's the emotional quality that you want to cultivate for yourself? A positive, emotionally safe spring semester. Speed. Again, it's just a suggestion. So if I say double up the speed, you don't want to double up the speed, don't. Okay, so we'll try doubling that up. So, and some of the instructions I'm giving, I guess they're muddy so everybody can't hear them. So I'm just going to explain them beforehand. So the point is, as you're working within that, you can bring your attention to your breathing. You can bring your attention to aspects of your body. Whatever your teachers have told you that you need to work on, relaxing your shoulders, playing quieter, right? Whatever, like letting your hips relax, like whatever it is that you know what those things are that you want to focus on in your body, in your breathing, in your inner dialogue, cultivating appreciation for yourself and not and inhibiting the negative self-talk. Noticing the negative self-talk and working on like countering that and programming positive talk. You know, how can you recognize good things about yourself? Practice that. Practice being grateful for today, for whatever you're grateful for as you're playing, like, right? So you can bring your attention to all those things as well as your pocket, your articulation, your sound, your intonation, okay? Ready to go. Try some melodic rhythms. So when I give you a melodic rhythm, if the melodic rhythm feels too complicated for you to put multiple notes with it, then just play one note with it. So for this first melodic rhythm, it's going to be da ba ba da, ba 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 da. So you can do that whole melodic rhythm with one note, right? Or you can do it with four notes, or you can do it with four double stops. Right, so there's no reason you shouldn't be challenged by this. So it'll be like this: 1, 2. Da da da. Anticipate. Da, check it out. Let's do it with the bow. down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Now, any bowing you want. Try different slurs, different bowing, hooking. Right, yeah. So I can tell it's a challenging rhythm for some people, and that's cool. That's normal. So it's let's put our instrument down for a real quick second. As you're doing it, you know, think about your spine straight, right? Elongated neck. Remember, let's do a couple of these little stretches that Susan showed us. I don't know, maybe somebody didn't see them. Just look at Susan if you want to know the best stretches to do. She's doing them. When you're doing it, keep your shoulder down. Keep your shoulders down, right? These kinds of things. Yeah. Breathing. You can keep stretching if you want, but I'm going to show you this. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. So this rhythm, da 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 1 and a da 1 2 3 4 da 1 2 3 4. Right? That's the rhythm. Da da down up. Down. So that's how I would work on it. But some of those things are like my choices, like how I want it to sound, right? Same line. 1, 2, you got it. Ba 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 ba. Reminder, everybody know how to do this, right? This thing, so down bow, up bow. So a little bit of that sometimes can be really helpful in alleviating the drag. So this is without that. It's like, right? You don't really hear the attack of the note. Someone said to me, like, you know, a bass player is like, boom, right? A drummer is like, ting. It's like the beginning of the note, piano, kung. right? And so we have the ability to disguise the beginning of our note and not attack it in a very rhythmically specific way. But we do have the ability, if you hear that, what you're hearing underneath, if you listen for it, is this, right? So if you can get that sound, then you can soften it. I usually give this example of like a lyrical classical sound. Sorry. So if I'm making it really obvious, but I can kind of disguise it. Once you make it, you can disguise it. I don't know my fingering for that. So do you see what I'm saying? So this thing, it's also, I guarantee you Stuart Duncan has that. He's got that going on, you know. It's not, you know, because the rhythm. So see if you can get that bite in your note. I can't remember the rhythm we were doing, so let's do another one. Oh, what was it? Bodhi.
Yeah.
Oh. Part of this is setting the bow. So if I, you know, some people, Alan, I was noticing you on this with like some of us, like Marlene and Chris, pretty much left their bow on the string, which is probably what I'm doing most of the time. My bow's still on the string. Alan was kind of doing, you know, and then he would take it off and then put it back on. But the thing is, the tricky thing is when you put it back on, we don't want to fly it on. We want to set it on, you know. You don't have to make that chop, but you want to feel the weight like that really like firm. It's like, oh, I'm firm here. Circle, set, right? That's a Suzuki thing. Even at the tip, if you have to set it. So think about that. Let's do a different rhythm here. Yeah. So if you're in a big band, if you ever sit in a big band, which I have actually had the rare opportunity to do, and I know some people here have probably had that opportunity, then your job is to sound like a saxophone and a trumpet and a trombone, period. You're either right or you're wrong. And so in the big band, they have articulations that are given, and it's slurs and and like articulation markings, and you're either going to be right or wrong. I promise you. So right now, like I'm not giving you those articulation markings, but probably if they had this line in the the big band, they would probably slur the last two notes, each one of those notes, there would be like a really clear articulation marking. And, or just like in an orchestra, like the section leader would say, this is what we're doing. It's, you know, it's short, or it's long, or it's, you know, short with a stronger attack, or the accent is more like this, or it's more like that, right? Who's been in an orchestra and you know what I'm talking about because you've been in an orchestra and it's the same thing, right? But sometimes the articulations are different in a big band. Also, same thing's true in bluegrass, by the way. Like the articulations are important. Like when Aubrey Haney or Stewart or whoever, they play a certain, they're like, no, this is the articulation. It's not that, it's this, right? You know. This, I think, when I said that comment to you about like, you know, try it both ways. Because even if I was going to separate it, if I am going to separate those last two notes, then I have to work extra hard to make sure it's in rhythm. Because the music doesn't care about my right arm. The music does not care about the physical discomfort or like whatever, how hard it is to make your bow move that way. So it's up to you to have the awareness and say, I'm either in rhythm or I'm not in rhythm. So try it with both bowings, but also try the slurred version. Ready, go. We want to be in time. In time. So you have to use less energy to play it faster. It's just a trick. Let's do this. So, One, two, three, four, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 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 up. Yeah, so if we do it with our bow, can we try that real quick? Down, 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 down. Yeah, nice, nice. So, so let's see here. Improvising in those eighth notes, if you pay really, you know, I've paid so much attention, I practiced so hard on the articulation, and when I listen back to myself, if I recorded myself and listen back to that, that's what I'm listening for, is each of those eighth notes in the pocket. So if you want, you can practice some improvisation out of the eighth note like that, either separate, separate bow or slur. You can work on eighth notes like that, or you can be just right where we were. 1, 2, you got it. Whiskey for breakfast works. to slur the last two notes. Let's try a run pony. You can play Whiskey for Breakfast over this with B flats. You can also do Blackberry Blossom if you want over it, right? So, I want to hear Run Ponies, and if you want to add more notes with it, you can. So. Try pianissimo, and then if that doesn't work, try 3 Ps or 4 Ps. If people don't know what pianissimo is, it's like just like the quietest and the smallest motion you can work, because you're probably still dragging. So listen harder to it, and then lessen. So if I'm here. Just listening more to this, noticing that I don't need as much energy as I thought I did, right? Prioritizing the group. 1, 2, ready, go. Chromatic now, because, yeah, let's just go to chromatic. So I want you to hear what it sounds like if I just play 12 tones. Random 12 tone, random any tone. You don't have to play all the 8th notes, so you can either just play some 8th notes like this, or you can play quarter notes or half notes. But we're still trying to make that the quality of the sound that we make, right? You're still focused on the quality of sound we make. 1, 2, you got it. two quick things. One is, remember there's things we can already do, but we can focus on kind of doing them better, maybe. So maybe for me, if I'm like, do good, maybe I can be like, well, I'm gonna practice playing those eighth notes, but I'm gonna really think about my intonation or my shifting or, you know, my relaxing my shoulders. And then there's things that where we're trying to increase our capacity. So maybe I'm trying to play faster eighth notes, so I turn up the tempo. I would encourage you to decide which one it is as you're doing something. Like, why am I practicing this? Is it to, you know, what is my focus right now? And again, like all these structures I've been giving you every morning, and that I do in my Zoom classes every month too, by the way, that you can do on Zoom with me if you ever want to. And then you'll be muted, you know, you'll be in your living room or whatever. That's always an option. It's different than this. There's kind of pros and cons of both. But you don't need to have the loops to do it, right? I mean, you could do all these things with a metronome or even with nothing, just by yourself. But that's what I'm trying to show you, is like how to create the practice for yourself. And to change your focus and get as much as you can out of that. But what was I gonna say? Oh, for an in and out, and well, part of the reason I'm saying that is because I notice as I walk around, you'll get more awareness when you record yourself doing that. That's one thing we can't do in the live context, but that we do when we're meeting on Zoom, because you can record yourself and then you can listen back. A lot of times we don't really hear everything that, even just like me as a teacher right now, I can only be so aware of how I'm coming across. If I watch the video later, I'll probably be like, man, I didn't realize I was making those faces, or I was like talking too long, or like saying so many ums, right? We don't have the awareness while we're doing it. We get awareness when we record ourselves. That's, you know, so if you record yourself, Bobby Floyd, who's one of my mentors, when he still records himself, you know, every day, and I think he's like 60, what is he now? 67, and you know, one of my favorite musicians in the world. But every rehearsal, every practice session, every gig he plays, he records on his phone, and then later when he's driving around, he just scrolls and he listens through things and he checks on stuff. I do that too, so record yourself, because you'll know that. 90% of the things you'll hear if you record yourself. You'll hear if you're out of the rhythm. You'll hear if you're out of tune, you know. But the reason I'm saying that is because I'm walking around, I'm noticing, there's a lot of people that aren't really in time. You're not matching up with the rhythm. And the thing is, you don't have to be playing eighth notes. I mean, if that's what your focus is, it's like, no, I'm trying to play the faster eighth notes, then fine. That's what you're working on. But if your practice is playing in rhythm, then play quarter notes. Play them quieter. Notice, right? Now here's a concept for you, which is just going in and out. So you can play, and we were doing this with Ken last night, which was really cool, because Ken was telling me that he felt like he had a breakthrough with this, and part of the conversation I was having with Ken throughout the week, and this will be relevant to some other folks here in the room, is that like he didn't really resonate with the idea of trying to learn all his thirds and sevenths and learn every mode and all this theory stuff, because he feels more like a ear player or a feel player. And so it was kind of a dilemma. It was like, well, I could take all this time and I could try to learn all the theory and change the way that I think about music. But is there a way for me to do it without doing that? And so we kind of discovered that there was, which was this 12-tone playing. Because he hears stuff that he hears, but he wants to do other stuff over top of it. I was like, well, try just playing 12 tones. And it was really interesting to hear him, because he sounded like himself. He sounded like Ken, but he was playing 12 tone, and it was really him. And so we were going in and out. We're talking about this concept. So now I'm in F major, you know, and now I'm in 12 tone. Back to F. Back to 12 tone. And you can do the same thing over this groove if you want to play G minor pentatonic and then go 12 tone, or D minor pentatonic and then go 12 tone. And you can compress it, so it could be like 4 bars of one, 4 bars of the other, or it could be like 4 notes of one and 4 notes of the other. So Victoria did that in the faculty concert the other day. She was playing over F, you know, she was playing over F minor 7, but then she would play like, you know, F minor 7, and then she'd play like, you know, and then back to F, and then and it sounded really hip, right? So if I did that here, you know, and then something else, then back to G minor, and then just something 12 tone. Sounds hip, right? Because we're home in this tonality, and then we're just somewhere else. And you don't even know where, you need to know where somewhere else is. You just practice going in, out, in, out. So long in, long out, short in, short out. So, you know, long. In, long out. Right? So long out, long in, long out, long in, long out, short in, short out. Try that. 2, ready, go. Victoria recalled it needs to be like in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Another loop here real quick. Sorry, I was just checking the tonality. So I think C major works over this. This is a bluegrass groove. So again, you could do you could probably play. I don't know if that would work. No, maybe not. You could do it definitely in A. So if you were working on whiskey for breakfast, you can work on it there. I just play low 1 and low 2, but if it's too fast, you can do it half tempo. So like you could do it like this. If you wanted to, you could even just play it in the original key and focus on the rhythm. Right. So for the cats that are playing bluegrass, I'm mentioning that because the rhythm there is a thing, right? Just like staying with the groove over the form of the tune. But for everybody else, like maybe some people feel like, well, the funk groove, I'm not going to play funk, but I would argue it's still valuable for you. And for everybody else here, then you're like, I'm not going to play bluegrass, but I would say it's still valuable to play over a bluegrass groove. There are a lot of jazz cats out there that would be completely lost trying to play on a metal tune or playing over like bluegrass or playing Latin music or like whatever, right? Because they're so fixated, they've just learned one style. And nothing wrong with just doing one style, by the way. But I'm just saying, I think it's beneficial to work in different grooves. So just bring everything you want into this. We got that as our basis. No sharps, no flats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Halftime run pony. Pony run, pony run. Ponies. So these are I guess they're quarter notes. Da 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 da. Rest. Da da da. Right. So. Right. So quarter notes and rests. 2, ready, go. notes and quarter notes and rest. So we have run, 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 pony, pony, run, pony, run, pony, pony. See if you can mix them. And it's just a suggestion, so if you want to do something else, you can. Also, just think about the fact that you can slur your bow. Again, like every time we change our bow, I notice for a lot of people, I think every time we change our bow, we just lose rhythm. 1, 2, ready, go. A really quick 5 minutes, and then Jason's actually going to lead the whole room on. He's going to take you through a progression with a bunch of different comping grooves, right? Is it something like that? Yeah. So 5 minutes. But let me make a couple of quick announcements. So did anybody not get your email this morning? You got to check your email. So it's official. We announced, I'll tell you if you didn't get the email. It's official. We have announced the dates for next year, and I'm so grateful to say that Jason Anick is coming back. Yes! My dude. So that's going to be, so session A next year starts on Father's Day, which is June 22nd, and that'll be with special guest Austin Scelzo. There's more of a bluegrass focus during that week, but it's still, everything is always eclectic. Creative Strings is, we always play free. We always do everything, right? And then the week after Father's Day, the next Sunday, we will be doing session B, this session, with Jason returning. So you can sign up. If you sign up before midnight tonight, not only do you get an additional incentive discount of $100, you also can claim a free lesson, private lesson with me as a special bonus. That's only if you sign up by midnight tonight. And also just bear in mind that we will sell out. So, just like, that's another reason. Well, anyway, okay, that's too much. But no, but anyway, so short 5, we'll see you back here in 5 minutes. Thanks. We can do anything is possible.
Colorado. I think we're all thinking it. Yeah, we love Colorado.
We should do it. No, we don't need drums.
We have a drummer in theory available.
The main theme. So piano. Can we get Adam to play piano? Oh,
I have a guitar. I play guitar.
yeah. That little line is so easy.
Yeah. I have electric guitar or acoustic
That's all
guitar.
we need.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
But we need to make time for it, maybe, or I don't know. To rehearse it.
I know, it's that we get to play all the stuff in Colorado that
Hey YouTube, we're just gonna take 5 minutes, then we'll be back, and we're gonna get Jason doing some teaching in here.
Chris, I want to let you know I tested yesterday and this morning, both negative, but I've noticed myself coughing a bit. Probably just in case, yeah. You're like playing. I know what you're looking for. You want one too? Okay. Everybody come to the bubble.
Oh yeah, I need that video for my home
That would be great. I'd be happy to like make a highlight reel at some point. Thank
you. Yeah, I mean, really, we only need like. Hey Ken, good morning.
We're gonna rehearse at the end.
I gotta check out that record too. Yeah. I used to listen to it years ago, and I haven't.
Oh yeah.
I gotta check out that.
Guess who's gonna play?
Oh really? Yeah, and we got masterpieces you want and we got some.
I got you. Have a breather, they can take a break. If anyone's curious, I'm going to take a 2-chord vamp and I'm going to show you just go through a bunch of different comping styles that we can do. Just a quick little 10-minute thing, because I know Chris and I both said comping, if you leave with nothing else, leave with at least the seed, plant the seed that you should be able to start comping, whether you have students. You comp with your students, encourage them, or you have duets with a guitar player, you can comp for them. Or you're using it as a tool to understand the rhythmic foundation of whatever groove you're working on, so that you can solo better within that groove, or to understand these 2-note combinations so that you have the harmony laid out in your instrument better. There's just infinite reasons to get deeper into comping and take it seriously. And even if you said, well, I don't do it out on gigs, I don't comp, but like I said, there's plenty of reasons why you should do it, learn it, and it will help you. So we're going to just take, maybe it'll be a 3-chord band. So we're going to take this. It's going to be D minor. So we'll start with swing, and I'll break through a number of different ways that I might comp with swing. So the kind of the rhythm of the progression will just be D, 1, 4, 5, 1, 1, 4. That's the bass line. I'll give you just get that one measure of each. Just play that. D minor, G minor, A7. Do it numbers. 1, 4, 5. 1. Again, 1, 4, 5. Okay, so that's what we're working with. Everything we do is going to be with that progression, with that one measure each. So, we're going to start with kind of a light way of playing swing, which is good especially in a larger jam setting, or if you have a bass player, or volume. Like volume is a thing. I like to do this. So we'll do it first, just kind of pulsing light 1 and 3, 2 and 4 is accented. Now I'm not using open strings. So most comping, you don't want open strings, because that way you can control the length of the notes. In other words, shorten them. Like the length of there might be a couple things that we do that have longer notes, but in general, and if any of you have been to some of my other comping workshops, I talk about always being in rest position. Guitars do it the same thing too, right? What rest position is kind of the relaxed, muted here. It's not a harmonic. Your hand's set, ready to go. And then when you need a note, it's like Morse code. Press da 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 da. So it's not on and releasing. I think about being always in rest and just doing that. So you could also find like different note within the chord stack. Actually, I want to do this as our voicing, because I like when you're comping, you want to have voicings very close to each other. So we're going to do A, F. Now that we're doing 2-note combinations, A, F. And this is great too if we have a bass. If you do have a bass, then you don't need to play the root, right? A, F, B flat, E, A, E, A, F. So let's try this style. Top 1, 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. just going through a bunch of different grooves. So if there's any groove that you're like, oh, that was not working for me, see one of us. We'll help you. We'll figure out what technique you need to adjust. But right now it's just kind of like overview. So we did kind of a light swing, kind of more at the tip. Then we did down here with every beat. Then we did the chop. There is, what I do add a subtle up, but it's subtle and I don't recommend it until you feel ready for it. But if you do get it, I think about walk the dog, and the up is the of walk the dog, da da, da da, da da. So don't try it at, just save it. I'll listen for it, but don't try it because people go. It's not walk the da, da da. It's very subtle. It's not. That does not groove. But that's what happens when people start adding it. It has to be like this thing that just kind of happens. It's a snap, up, down, up, down. Super subtle.
Like Karl's ghost notes?
Tickle. What's that?
Like Karl's ghost notes.
Yeah, you can think of it like that, but it's like very light. Tickle. The dog. So, it's there. Don't do it yet. Be able to really consistently lay into the. Because you can swing without it. You can create a pocket without it. With just that. Then you realize, like, it does add this little subtlety. Same thing. Nice. So those are the three main ones I use for swing. Again, this is a quick overview. I'm not saying you've mastered it already. We're going to shift gears now, and we're going to do a kind of a bossa clave. So it's a repeated rhythm. This is the rhythmic figure. It's going to go down, down, up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 down, down. So say that. When I say down, it's not only that that's a down beat, but a down bow. So you're lining up down beats with down bows. So just go down, down, up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 down, down. Start to put it to the chords, what happens? Check this out. Down, down, up, 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 up. Check it out. What happens? This is one of the things that makes this style, like the South American rhythm, so interesting. When you change the harmony, not on the downbeat, it's on the end of 4. Down, down, up, up. That's where you're gonna place. That's the end of 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. God. So be able to feel the end of 4, but down, down, up, up, chord change, right? So. If the two notes are struggling, you can do this with the open strings now. Like. should. Yeah. Yeah, again, the thing to remember if you forget is that the and of 4 is where the chord changes, which is the down, down, up, chord change, right? Down, down, the second up. And we're not going to do this one, but just so you can see, it's really fun to do stuff like. It's all sorts of fun, rhythmic, it's all with the ghost going, right? So once you get the basic pattern, you can start experimenting. Just so you can show you where you can take it. We're not doing that right now because I want to do a funk groove, which is tricky, but we're gonna do it. So the thing about with funk is we have to practice. So when you hear drums, they go, right? That is when we're gonna chop. So with anything, what's our source material for comping or for these? What do we think? What are we gonna go listen to for like? Yes, yeah, you gotta go play with drums, listen to drums. If something is like, that is an incredible drum groove, you should just create a loop, take it, put it into a program, create your own loop. Drum Genius has loops, but sometimes just playing with recordings, like that's amazing, Throw out recordings that are really funky. Share. Herbie Hancock, what else?
Grover Washington Jr.
What else?
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Funkadelics.
Parliament Funk, yeah. What else? Earth, Wind and Fire. Robert Glasper. What's that? Christian House. Snarky Puppy. Good, great. Tower of Power. Great, yes. Let's go listen. There's some really cool stuff on this album. Chris Potter and the Underground. Really some pretty
Level
good.
42.
What's that?
Level 42.
Oh. Love it. Great suggestions. So, you're going to want to dive into the source material, as I have. So here's what we want to do. We're going to do... So I'm going down, down with the chop. With 1, 2, so just for now, ghost this. So just for now, all I want you to do is this. So go. So this is that little stuff in there is what drummers are doing with their drum. So we aren't the only ones that ghost drummers do that. All the little subtle things that they're doing is ghosting as well. So that's what I'm trying to create. So. Suggestion, I see a few people that feels like it's really hard to do this. Drop your arm. Your arm shouldn't be, it's not comfortable to have a higher arm. Drop it. Most comping is like away from you. Drop away from you. And when you see like you drop your arm from normal, if you're normally playing on this curve, If you drop your arm, it kind of makes sense and you kind of push away. And that's also good for to get the sound of the chop. Push away from you. So, this is not easy, but the most important thing is that you're consistent with this. Boom, 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 boom. All the subtle stuff is tricky. You should watch a video of Bootsy Collins playing bass lines. He just goes boom, boom, and he's like already grooving, just playing the downbeats. Then he starts adding. He starts adding. It's like that's the funky stuff. And that was it. That was his workshop. Just watch it over and over again. That's the way that he just nails the boom. So super consistent downbeat, and then that's just a bass line, and then you add drums to that. That has to be there every time. So all the stuff I'm adding over time, I layer in the subtlety of like. Try to keep that consistent. All the little things I'm putting into that grid, try to keep that. So I practice it with drums and then just try to layer in things. And also, you don't want to get too busy, depending on who's soloing behind you, right? That's the other important thing is, as you're doing this, your goal is to accompany somebody, you know? So what I just did was like something that's almost like a soloistic way of comping, so I wouldn't do that behind someone's solo. It's too busy. More of that. Maybe like something like that is fun. So, and maybe, and in these loops, if you're comping behind someone, you might kind of change it, but that takes years of practice. So make sure you have at least one consistent chop first. That'll be. Also, I don't know how anyone could play any of these things without some sort of movement in their body. It's like that just seems so wrong to me, just to be rigid and try to groove. So you're either moving, you either have like a sway, or you're laying this down. I recommend both. This is a fun one too. Complicated and have a lot of fun with it. But yeah, let's try it one more time. Tap or move your body, and if you're not, there's no hope. 3, 4. You can either take a 5-minute break before our large ensembles, which are going to be meeting in the same, you do the same group of people. So I'm doing the Django group in the side room. Chris is here. Camie is somewhere. Where was Camie last time? Fiddle ensemble,
Inside.
balcony, and then Karl outside balcony. So take 5
Or 10, and you can find
Yeah,
one person and go back and forth between comping and soloing
Solo, yes.
for this groove in any of the, with this progression
Yeah.
in any of the 3 rhythmic possibilities.
Yeah. Yeah, you practice that. Take 5. Do ensembles.
10.
Take 10. 7. Take 7. Quick 7.
Or after 7.
YouTube, thanks for being here. We got another live stream coming at 4 p.m. today, and another one tonight at 7 p.m. It's our last day of the 2 weeks Creative Streams Workshop here in Asheville, Black Mountain, North Carolina. And you can also join me online. You go to christianhouse.com and join our practice community for Zoom classes every month. It's at my website. If you click on members or you just look for the community, join the community, go to christianhouse.com. It's actually pay what you can. So we have people all over the world. You can pay as little as $5 a month if you want. I mean, it's recommended $57 a month if you won't sign up for the page. Otherwise, you just email and say this is what I can afford, and we'll get you in to our online practice community. So you can work with me on Zoom, be a part of our Facebook group, all this other stuff. And of course, if you are interested in coming next year to Asheville or in Europe in the spring to our live events, just go to events@christianhouse.com and stay in touch. All right. When somebody asked who was that, that was Jason Anick. He'll be back next year as well. So,